Well, it's rivalry week. We got a big one in the South Coast League. Looks like a playoff berth on the line in the Trinity League. And of course, we got just a little touch football game going on at Angel Stadium also. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com. It's time to talk about this week's big football games. I'm Steve Fryer with Dan Albano and Carlos Arias. Let's first take a look at the South Coast League game, guys. Dan, we got San Clemente against Mission Viejo, and Mission Viejo's kind of had their way with San Clemente over the last several years. I think they beat them every year since 2000, except for a tie that was in there in the middle of that, about 07 or 08 or something like that. Mission Dan looks unstoppable. San Clemente's got, the sort of offense that might keep up with them. But I think defensively, anybody trying to stop Mission's got their hands full. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw San Clemente last week, and defensively, they played a great second half, starting with the positive. They shut out Dana Hills. They won 48-28, so they gave up 28 points in the first half. Yeah. And 0, shut out in the second half. That's the kind of ball the Tritons are going to have to play that second half. But I just think, Mission Viejo's offense. We'll see where the Diablos are, because they're coming off a bye week. And I've seen some teams come off the bye this season, some top 10 teams, and they're maybe healthy, but they're not sharp. Right. They're rusty. I think that could be the case. Where's Trey Madden in the equation? If he's back, he's going to have to get back into the flow. I like the Diablos. I think it's going to be a good game. I think San Clemente could be a top 3 team in Orange County next year. They're very young.
Very good. Carlos, what do you think of this one?
I think Mission Viejo's beating down real teams without Trey Madden, and now he's back. And so I think that is bad news for San Clemente. I love Coach Patton. He was my coach in high school. But I see it going real ugly.
Yeah, I think the Diablos are pretty much in control of this one, too. Again, they've got big offensive versatility. And, you talk about the bye weeks, that does one of two things. It either makes you rusty or gives you a lot of time to prepare, especially the way they do things at Mission. They add a few little funny wrinkles you haven't seen.
And Trey healing up, coming back 100%.
They're going to be really a factor, not just in the South Coast League, but in the Pac-5 playoffs down the road. Looking at a pretty interesting Trinity League game. This is Santa Margarita at St. John Bosco. Santa Margarita may be one of the more surprising teams in the county. Coach Harry Walsh has obviously been, a huge inspiration to the Eagles and to a lot of men, all over the place too, with what he's gone through with the prostate cancer situation. But I'm really looking at Bosco as the third best team in that Trinity League, fellas. I like the way they throw the ball. That kid Medina's a very good quarterback. Tregg's the heck of a receiver. Right. Martin Brown, I think, is the best running back in the league.
Easily the best running back.
And I think physically, the physicality of it, I think Bosco's got an edge on Margarita. So I'm picking Bosco to actually win this game and win the next two. Dan.
Yeah, that's really bold. I'm surprised. But hey, gutsy call. Go. That's great. The thing I think I've seen out of the Trinity League, it's been really hard for teams to rebound in the Trinity League. Every team that lost in the first round of Trinity also lost in the second round. Right. And it's just hard to bounce back. And here you got Santa Margarita out, won their first 2 games. They're going to be playing a Bosco team that has already lost to Mater Dei, Servite. Those are the 2 teams that Santa Margarita has left on the schedule. And I guarantee you, Coach Welsh's mentality is going to be, they're out 2-0. They're playing for the Trinity League title. They're probably not even thinking we got to win 1 of 3 to make the CIF. He's thinking the Trinity League title, and rightfully so. Why not? So I like Santa Marg. They got the momentum. As you say, that's a big component, Mr. Fryer. So that's a bold pick, but absolutely. I think Eagles go on the road and get the win.
Carlos.
Yeah, I really like Coach Jason Negro when he was down at Trabuco Hills, and now he's back at his alma mater at St. John Bosco. You already mentioned the star players they have there. I like them a lot. I think Santa Margarita's taking them out, though. Harry's got them just playing so much emotion. I mean,
they're fun to watch.
Yeah, they're really fun to watch. I mean, Adam Young's one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch in the county. He runs like a linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play last week.
Is he good to go?
I don't know.
We know.
I don't know.
Yeah, game
didn't play against Jay Sarah, so.
But the kid Stanton played pretty good in this, in his place last week.
Yeah. And the Eagles still played well last week. Big victory.
Yeah.
Adam told me that he could have played that game, the week before. Okay. I think they were resting him.
We can expect him there on Friday at Bosco. Okay. And the third and final game, it's over there at this stadium at the corner of St. College and Orangewood. Expect 25,000 people at Angel Stadium for this game. Mater Dei Servite, the big rivalry. People always talked about, how can it be a rivalry when, Mater Dei was beating them so much, for 20 years or whatever. 25,000 people in the house, folks. That's a rivalry. I don't care what's going on. I'm going with Servite in this game, but I think that, Mater Dei, as hot and confident as they are, I still like Servite in this game. I think the line play may be the difference. I think that Servite might have an edge there too. You know, I think Servite's got the better defense. Mater Dei's got the better offense. As far as kicking game, where a game like this might come to, I think Servite's got the advantage there too. So I like Servite in a very close game. Dan?
I like Servite too, and I think the offensive line is a big advantage for Servite. They have the best offensive line in the county. You know, that left side is tremendous. Troy Nicholas is going both ways now, so I like Servite. You know, last year, the thing that always hurt Servite in this game, over the many years, is just the mystique of trying to beat Mater Dei in the 3 stripes.
That's right.
It was a big mind thing for Servite. Had some talented teams, never got over the hump. Well, now after last season, that is over. I think they kicked the door down, and I think Servite, they're playing for last year's team. They're playing for themselves. They're playing for the future. I think they kicked the door down. They got it. They're going to try to keep on going, and I think Servite, and we'll see where Butch Pau is with the Wildcat. That might give some diversity to the Servite offense.
Very good. Servite, Carlos.
I love the Servite linebackers. I love that defense. Pau and Inman, they're fantastic. They're on every
Good
play.
secondary.
Jody Thomas is a smaller guy for defensive line, but he destroys people.
Yeah.
I love defense over offense, so I'm taking Servite.
Ooh, 3 in a row. Okay, well that should give the Monarchs a little more motivation.
I know, and I'm going to the Mater Dei practice right now too.
Yeah, well this won't be on until after you get out of there. So anyway, so those are our picks. We have some pretty interesting football games coming up this week, and not just the 3 that we talked about too. There's so many great games on the schedule this week. We'll have all of our updates on Thursday with Carlos, on Friday with myself, all the games covered, videos, blogs, you name it, we got it here at OCVarsity.com. We've got you covered.